Hello everyone, welcome back to Tall Tales Custom Tackles. This is actually the next day, next morning from my previous video. If you haven't watched it, I done one yesterday, basically just melting down some old pucks from a previous order. They didn't turn out terrible. They actually turned out a lot better. I'll grab them just in case you didn't see them, but they actually turned out way better than I expected, considering, you know, I made the orange way too thick, so the black really didn't show through as well as I wanted it to. But this was all remelts, so I mean, you know, that's not bad. I'll definitely fish with them. I thought they turned out decent. That's all the that's actually all the colors, you know, from these baits right here. Like I say, this is, if you watch the previous video before this one, then you'll see where I showed that. Anyway, I'm gonna do another video on the puds. Like I say, even though they don't look bad, and I'm actually impressed with how well they turned out, considering like the pucks I remelted down, it was just a little bit too thick to get a real good like skin layer effect. But they turned out really well, you know, honestly. So anyway, we're gonna do another one. I actually I put the molds on here, just I turned it off, but I just had it warmed up. I just wanted the molds was actually really cold. My building is climate controlled, you know, I have heat in here. During the winter time I run, you know, I keep it warm in here. Summertime I keep it under AC, and somehow yesterday evening, I guess I must have turned the heat off, so it was a little bit chilly out here this morning. So I got the, well, when I say chilly, let me see, it's 60 degrees in here. I mean, you can those of you that know me know I don't like the cold weather. You know, here in Florida we don't get real cold weather, but as long as I'm doing something like outside moving around, I do not mind. It don't matter if it's 30 degrees. You know, I don't mind. But just sitting here, like, not really moving much, I don't like it cold. So 60 degrees is about as cool as I want to just sit here. And but anyway, I got the heater on right now. I got it on. It's leveling out, but it was a lot colder in here when I stepped in here this morning. But anyway, so I put the molds up here just to get them back up to temperature. Like, they were just too cold. And I'll show you one other thing real quick. This is just my preference. I like to keep the hardware in order. For example, like this mold right here, this is one mold. I got the wing nuts and the hook slot for that. You know what, I just do not like mixing them up. Believe me, it does not matter, but to me, I like to keep it the same. I mean, that's just my pet peeve, you know. So I like to keep, I don't never just throw my hardware to the side and let them mix up. I want, you know, the hook slot and the wing nuts that go to this one to stick with this one. And the only reason I say that is several months back, you know, it really didn't bother me as bad, but several months back I had a open pore mold, and honestly the hardware, it fit the same, but the wing nuts, some reason the wing nuts didn't, you know, it didn't do right. If you tried to mix them up, even though they were the same thread, it's just how they fit on there. I didn't like it, so I started doing it like this, and since then I keep it like that. Anyway, enough of rambling. I'm going to show you what we're going to attempt. Whether or not we can pull this off on an open pore, I don't know. But we're going to try something similar to this. you know, it's got a little bit of green layer towards the front. Trying to get it to focus real good, but it's got a little bit of green towards the front. You know, it's like a little bit of white and green mixed in. So I'm thinking that if we can layer it just right, get a little bit of green towards the, you know, towards the front, try to match up this color. It's almost like a it's got like a gold tint mixed with a little bit of let's say pumpkin, something real light like that, a little bit of green mixed in, then it goes dark on the back and throughout the tail, you know. It looks almost black, but really in this picture it's more of a real dark green pumpkin, or maybe even a real dark watermelon. I mean, it's all right, just ignore that. I get messages all the time from people. Anyway, so we're gonna attempt something like this. It may not come out just like this, but we're going for something similar to this. I mean, I'm not the best when it comes to the skin pouring. You know, I'm still learning when it comes to skin pouring. It takes a while to really get skin pouring down. And if you've done any of the open pour stuff, believe me, the puds, that's a little 3.5 inch bait, and the smaller the bait, the harder it is to get a good, for example, I mean, you look at that, look at your thumb, you know what I mean? My thumb is bigger than the bait. So the smaller it is, the more difficult it is to actually do. So it's gonna be a challenge. If we can pull that off, that'd be great. If not, then whatever we get, we'll be happy with. I mean, it's something different. That's what I want to do on this channel, is do a little bit of different stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I don't want this video being an hour long. I'm gonna go ahead and measure out some plastic, figure out how many different colors I need. I got a few colors laid out that I think will come close. Heat up some plastic, and we'll come back when I pour a little bit of the green in the cheeks and see how it turns out. Yeah, we'll be right back. All right, we got a little bit of plastic heated up. I'm gonna try to get a color effect that I'm looking for with emerald green. We'll see. Emerald green, I like it. It's a fairly strong color, so I'm gonna start out real light first, because I ain't looking for real dark, just a light. Just a light green effect. Just a little light green effect, like I say, just to go in the cheeks. Let me look at the picture again. That might be close. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more. Stop there, I don't want to overdo it. We'll stop there. I'd rather do it too light at first. I think that's, I mean, you can see it's just a light. Tell you what, I'm gonna add a couple more drops. We're gonna hopefully, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully not make it too thick. I mean, it's see-through, but alright. There we go. I end up doing 22 drops. I think that'll be perfect. We'll try it out. Let me heat this back up. set that to the side, because that's a little thin there. Like you can see my finger through it. That's all I want, is something real thin that's got that green tint. And we'll give that a try. Let me check this temperature. Oh yeah. And all we want to do is just pour a little bit in the cheeks. Very little bit in the cheeks. The more you have to stir this plastic, the more you will get air bubbles. So just keep that in mind. Right here we'll be able to tell a little bit more how it looks. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be perfect. And see, that's all I want to do is just put a little bit in the cheeks. Alright, let's do this one. Let me turn it around. There I go, making you dizzy again. Turn around, we're gonna do this one, then I'm gonna shut it down, and we'll come back when I got the rest of them done. All right, there we go. All right, that looks good. All right, and once I get the rest of them done, we'll come back with the next color we build. All right, we're ready to try to build the next color. I got all the cheeks poured, got the plastic up to temperature. All right, this next one, I'm gonna start out with a let me look here. I think I'm gonna start out with a little bit of olive color and see how it looks. I've not used this color yet, so but I'm thinking it's, by looking at the picture, I'm thinking it's gonna be close to the color effect I'm looking for, because I need something that's light enough to see through, that just gives it that different color. That actually don't look bad. It's not gonna be perfect as far as lining up with that picture, but let's see if you can see. It's got that brownish look to it, and I believe that'd be close. I mean, it's hard to tell. I might mess it up here, but I want to add like 3 drops of chartreuse to it. Okay, there we go. That just lightened it up a little bit. I mean, you can see it's not real dark. My plan is to run this right here, a little layer of that, and then go over this with just a shade darker layer, you know, just on the outside of it. We'll see. I mean, all we can do is try. Well, I'm gonna go 3 more drops. Like a woman, sometimes I can't make up my mind. Yeah, I think that's gonna be close. Let's check this temperature real quick. Alright, I'm gonna heat it up. When you're pouring like this and you're trying to skin layer it all, you want your plastic a little bit hotter. I mean, you don't want it scalding hot, but you want it hot enough where it flows, you know, easy. You don't want it to be, you know, thickening up, because after you pour a couple little layers, it'll start gradually cooling off. So not the top of the little air bubbles off. All right, let's try this one first. All right, I don't want this all the way to the belly, so I want to keep it as close to, try to get in the camera. And that goes back to this mold is so, this mold is so small, it makes it hard sometimes. That will work. Even if it drips over, you can trim that. I'd rather it drip this way because I want that belly to really show that pearl white looking color. All right, there's one. And this is, you know, this is doing this kind of stuff, it takes, you know, it takes a lot of time. That, you know, some people don't have the, some people honestly does not have the patience for it. There's another one. All right, we got two knocked out. You can see right there. I'm gonna finish the rest of these up, and then we'll come back with the next color. I'm just doing it short like this. I can show you all of these poured, but it just takes so much time, and I'm just trying not to make this video, you know, last an hour. So anyway, we'll be right back. All right, for our next color, I'm going to layer. Well, you can see our next color, it's a little bit darker. It's got more of a green tint. So what I'm actually going to try to do, I'm going to look at this and see how it does. If I don't like the way it looks, then I'll change up and melt some new plastic. I actually took the color we just used and heated it back up, and I'm going to add some chartreuse pumpkin to it and try to darken it up just a little bit and see how it looks. If I don't like how it looks, we'll just heat some new plastic up. But start out with 6 drops. Add more. 6 wasn't quite enough. A little bit more this stuff. Okay, that's more like it. Let's see if it's too thick or not. I think a thin layer of that will work. Okay. All right. See, I think that'll work. It's a lot darker than that. There's a random. Where'd it go? It ain't gonna hurt. There's a random flake got in there somehow. All right. I think that'll be dark enough. Let's see what. We'll warm it up a little bit more, and then we'll shoot this. And all I want to do here is just basically leave. I don't really want it to be, you know, laid out the same over that. I want to try to come above it a little bit, you know. I don't want it to come all the way down here. I want it to be above it a little bit, and that'll be that layer. Let's see if we can. I would say if you've done any skin pouring with the Epic Pud, I mean, I'd honestly leave me a comment, give me some advice on doing this real tedious small skin pouring, because I'm telling you, it's, in my opinion, it is a pain in the butt because of how small detailed you try to get, you know. I'm gonna run this one up. Come on. Kind of like that. I don't mind if it pours over, but that's the trying to see, that's the effect I want. See, I want that bottom to still have that color. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see if we can make all of them look like that. I might actually put a little bit more around the nose. I might be doing a bad job with the camera angle. If I am, I apologize. Sometimes it's hard to watch. There we go. Sometimes it's hard to watch what you're doing and see this. And that's about what I'm wanting to do right there. Alright. Well, just like before, we're gonna knock these other ones out with this color. And once we get this stage done, get ready for the next, we'll come back. And I believe the next stage we will actually start we'll put some of those dark lines in, and I ain't decided yet. I think black will be a little too dark, so I might actually try to take this same here and add a couple of, you know, drops of black in it to really make it dark enough to get that line effect. All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back. You see that layer? You can see our first layer. I'm hoping that it's not too thin. We won't know until we put it together and shoot the bottom, or pour the bottom, but we'll see. All right, I got a few air bubbles, but we'll try to get them out in a minute. All right, what I'm going to do here is I'm wanting to try to use this instead of mixing up new, like them bars that's coming down. That's all I'm gonna do, is just darken this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. It don't take much black. Black is very strong. 5. That should do it. 5 drops. And you can see, I mean, on the camera it looks almost black, but it's really like a real deep. It actually made like a real deep green pumpkin. Let me see if I can bust these few bubbles. If not, I'll put it in my vacuum chamber and get them out. Alright, that pretty much got them. Alright, this right here, being that it's such a small mold, it's a little tricky. Heat it up for about 15 more seconds. And we're gonna see if we can get it to do right. Angle this down a little bit more, because I want them bars, try to get them as precise as I can. I don't know, let me see, hold on. I don't know how well I can get them to do, so just bear with me a second. I haven't used this cup in a long time. The cups right here can be a pain, but they can help in some situations. Come on now. I should have warmed up that aluminum first. Alright, I don't like the look of that. That, you can see it came out. It wanted, I didn't heat that aluminum up, so it definitely cooled off too quick. So I'm gonna pour this back in the other cup and just run with it. Alright, just give me a second, we'll come back when I reheat this up. Alright, here's what we ended up doing. That first one I actually went ahead and finished doing it. I mean, the wide bars, I left that one alone. I figured to give it character, I went ahead and poured this side, make it thicker. These, I just did because these molds are so small, what I did there, and I'll show you right here with this one. And I do this technique right here sometimes when I'm trying to do precise stuff that's hard to do. Let me move this out of the way. I'll actually just grab something like this. Oh, let me work on getting in the camera. There we go. And I'll just make, you know, a line as thick as I want. You gotta, on these things, you got a thick end and a little end. I use these when I'm, honestly, I use these for my painting crankbaits and stuff like that, adding extra dots and stuff. But that's how I'm gonna get this little bar effect on this one without being overly too wide. I mean, it's just, these molds are so small, it's a pain in the butt trying to get the bars real small. But anyway, you get the idea with that. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this up. I'm gonna do the rest. I actually might do 2 of them with the wide thick bars, you know, hand poured, and do the other 2 like this, and see which one comes out better as far as the bars. But we'll be back when we're ready. All right, we're back for the next step. I have them ready. And one thing you got to be careful right here, see if you can see how close that gap is when you're doing the skin pours. You got to be careful. You don't want to do it where them gaps are closed up. Right there, I think I got enough room to get it to feel. It's better if you can do it where it's not that far back, but we're gonna try it. All right, I'm gonna do just a little bit of pearl, and then I might add a drop of white. It just depends on how, I mean, that's pearl white, but we're gonna see how, because you know, I don't want a solid white, but I want it to have a little bit of a pearl effect to it. Alright, let's see. That's close. Alright. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Always remember that powder, you got to mix that powder up a little bit better. It ain't like a liquid pigment. You'll have little clumps, so you got to watch it and make sure. Right there looks pretty good. You can see it's pretty much almost clear. It's just got that white, that pearl effect, and that's what I'm wanting to stick with. We're gonna heat that up a little bit more. I'm gonna turn this up. I had this on warm, but I'm gonna turn it up to about, I'm gonna go ahead and bump it up to about 250. And if you look real good, you can see where it's slowly starting to try to run. You don't want it where it's so hot that it's just dripping, you know. You want it where it'll be, this first layer be tacky enough that it'll bond. Alright, that's a good temperature. Alright, let's see. Ring around the rosy, making you dizzy. On this, I don't want to go very far, very high up. Let me see if I can get this picture to pull back up. You know, I'm only wanting to go up to maybe a little above, you know, halfway. Probably, honestly, close to about the hook slot, but we'll see. I think right there on that one. course, I could have went up a little bit higher probably, but I mainly just want this in the belly, and then we'll put a little bit darker color towards the back. I don't want it real dark. That's the thing. So I might end up going all the way up with the pearl, but first, before I do that, I need to get as much of a darker color, because I want that tail to stay dark. So I might actually go up a little bit higher with the pearl, but for now I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna go ahead and mix up a little bit of black. I don't want solid black, I want more like a smoke. So a few drops. You know, like I say, I ain't trying to be solid black with it. Let's angle that so you can see what's going on. Let's pop this back in, get it warm, and then we'll see how it looks. Because with that tail being dark like that, I'm gonna try to fill the tail as high as I can. I might try to hold the molds in an angle, fill the tails as high as I can, and then finish it out. You know, see how it looks. Like I say, this is mainly trial and error right here. Once I do this first run, then I'll know next time what I do, you know, what I'll do different if I ever do it again. I just wanted to try something different. I think I might add a couple more. 1, 2. And black is strong. I mean, you don't have to add a ton of black. I don't want so. That's about what I want. See if you can see that. It's transparent enough, but it's, you know, it's really kind of like I like making a color called smoke, and it's really more like a little bit dark smoke color. I just pretty much, I'm gonna put a different glove on. I just pretty much want to get it in the tail as best as I can. Try to angle it. Even if I can't get it to feel all the way to the top of the tail. Right there is pretty much all I'm trying to do, and then I'll top it. You know, I'll top it the rest of the way off with the pearl, pretty much. I think that'll work. Let's do these other ones. Pretty much all I want to have is just that darker effect in the tail. You know, that's mainly what I want. Alright, then I'll probably finish pouring the rest of it in the pearl. I might say the very top layer and finish it off with this, but ideal, you'd want to leave these molds tilted, you know, until it sits a little bit longer, but I think it'll work for now like this. I think it will work just fine like this for now. Put it on the edge. Get this last one, then I can really, alright, just like that. And I'll actually just, I'll put them back on, but tilt the whole thing, you know, a little bit. Put a block under it. Just keep it tilted enough where it won't really run, you know. Because I mean, you're gonna get a little bit of, you're gonna get a little bit to run, but I don't want it running everywhere, you know. I just want it kind of like that. Turn that on up a little bit. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna heat this pearl back up, and then we're gonna put that pearl right on top and finish it up close to the top. And once I get this layer of pearl in it, then I'll take it off the blocks, let it down, and top the very top off with this this smoke color. Angle this camera, and then from there we will see if we made something, you know, any good, or if we made something that looks like crap. I honestly think it's gonna turn out and look good. I mean, I really think it's gonna be something that's, you know, nice. Of course, with me, it really don't matter how bad it looks. I'll fish with it, you know. Some of the best fishing trips I've had is on ugly baits and colors that nobody else would use. All right, let's finish this up to about right there. I'm actually not going to go as high on this one. I went a little too high on that one just then, but because I want to do that very top layer at the very tip top. I want to do it in a in that smoke, but it's all right. All right, let's heat this smoke back up. And honestly, I might be able to get a small layer of that smoke on this. All right, let me turn that back down to about 200, because I don't want it getting so hot right now that it actually blends everything together. I want to try to keep it like this for now, and then let this sit and get, basically what you want to do is get it where you see right now that is still where it's runny a little bit. I don't want that runny, so I'll turn the heat down a little bit, and I'm gonna wait and let this get to where it's got that first top layer set up, because right now if you pour this black on top of that, it's gonna blend together and you won't have that pearl effect. You'll just have it'll just turn it dark. So we're gonna wait a second and let this cool off a little bit. I mean, you can see, as a matter of fact, I might even take them off the heat for just a second to cool off, just to cool off enough to where I can pour that top layer. Then I'll put them on there, turn up the heat, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do, is pull them off for a second, because these molds are thick. So what will actually happen is this mold will hold temperature for a while. Matter of fact, when you get it up to temperature, you can come back and check it several minutes later and it is still very hot. So we'll let this sit for a minute. As a matter of fact, while it's sitting, I'll just set that in there. While it's sitting here, I'll talk to you a minute. I'm big on talking sometimes. My video yesterday, I made it a little quicker than usual and didn't talk near as much. Like I say, I was just in a hurry to do it. We had some stuff we was going to do yesterday afternoon, so I wanted to try to get everything done and just get the video done as quick as possible. Anyway, I'll give you some updates on the stuff that's coming up. I finally got a notification from the postal service. You know, I've said in a previous video I was waiting on another swim bait mold, a 3.8 inch BTS ring swim bait mold, and a 5 1/4 inch jointed jerk bait mold. I love the BTS molds. They do take a little while to get here, but anyway, it ships from Arizona, and for some reason they sent it up to Massachusetts, and from Massachusetts it went up to Maine, and then for several days it didn't show, no notification, nothing. I'm like, what's going on, you know? But finally this morning, several days later, I get a I check it, and it finally updated. It's in Connecticut now, so woo, I'm hoping that within the next few days it'll get here, because I got, matter of fact, I got some orders I got to do today. I got a lot of swim baits I got to pour, and doing it with 4 cavities is a big pain in the butt, because you are just spending so much time, but it's all right. Once I get done with this video, I'm actually going to start, because it's still early. It's 12:30, so I'm going to get that one order knocked out. It ain't going to take me long. I can do that one order in probably about 45 minutes. I have another order I'm going to start on and try to get a good bit of it done today. But anyway, so that's coming. I did order another mold from Epic Bait Molds. Now I love their open pore molds. I ordered a 3 inch grub mold, like single curly tail grub. I ordered one of their molds. Their molds are expensive, but if you can afford it, they have some great molds. So I got that one ordered. I also contacted Quality Injectors. I've got one of their big 10 ounce injectors. I actually like it. I mean, it's a good injector. It shoots really well. Now I had to change the O-rings in it. The ones that came with it just didn't, they wasn't worth a crap in my opinion. So once I changed it and put a good set, I ain't had a problem out of it. Anyway, I contacted them, and I'm getting a triple injector. You know, they take about 14. He said he's got about a 14-day lead time, so hopefully in the next couple weeks he'll send me an invoice and get it shipped out to me. Originally I was going to go with a bass tackle, because I love bass tackle products. The only thing about bass tackle, they only carry it in a 3 ounce. You know, each one is 3 ounces, so that's 9 ounces. That I got a couple molds I shoot that takes exactly, pretty much, that 10 ounce injector barely is able to shoot both of them, you know, at one time. So I was worried if I went with that triple and it's only 9 ounces, I might not be able to fill both of them. So Quality Injectors, they have it where you get a 4 ounce or a 6 ounce, and I didn't need a 6 ounce. I mean, 12 ounces is just fine. So I went with their 4 ounce, which would be a 12 total ounce, and that'd be perfect for me. So if it holds up and does as well as this single injector I got, I'm fine with that. It looks a lot heavier. Their injector, their triple setup, because of how they got it done, it looks like it's going to be heavy. I mean, the one from Bass Tackle said it was like 5.6 pounds. This one looks like it's probably 7 pounds. So that'll be the only thing. It's a lot heavier, but if it performs well, I'll deal with it. All right, let's check these out. I get started talking, and this video is going to be 2 hours long. Let's see here. All right, that's what we want to see. That. So we're going to reload these back up here, and I put these gloves on when I'm moving those around once they get hot. The rest of the time I use these. Because like I say, when that mold gets up to temperature, it takes forever to cool off. Alright, let's heat that plastic back up. Let's turn this back up to 250. And I think I should be able to fill that. If it overfills, I ain't worried about it. Like I said, these molds are extremely easy to trim. So we're gonna pour this and let them sit, see how well they do, and we'll come back when they're done. All right, let's see here. Let me try to get where because I'm pouring from this side, so. Like I say, that's overfilled, but I am fine with that. Out of all the open pore molds I've dealt with, this is really easy as far as trimming. That top is super easy to trim. As a matter of fact, I mean, if I remember when I come back, because they got to cool for, you know, roughly about 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, they take forever to cool off. So when they cool off, if I think about it, I'll show you how I trim them. I mean, I just use my thumb. And of course, even though this is over, when it's cooling off, it will actually be you know, because as it cools off, it sinks down, so it will be pretty close. So we're gonna let that cool off. Like I say, we'll come back and start the video in roughly about 45 minutes to an hour. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back. It's been probably a couple hours. I started doing some other stuff while I was letting them cool. So I did take 2 of them out and put eyes on them so you can see that. I did leave 2 of them, that way I can show you how I, you know, clean up the edges. But let's see, they actually turned out really good. You know, they're not identical to that picture. I mean, of course I didn't expect them to be, but I mean, I think it turned out all right. These are ain't too bad, but these are the ones that had the it's got a little bit more green tint. I mean, it's hard to see, but anyway, these are the ones that had the biggest globs, you know, of black on them. But I'm actually very pleased with how they came out. I mean, they look really good to me. Especially that green in the cheek really turned out good. I got 2 different style eyes. This one is got more of a natural kind of look to it. You know, it's a got that reddish look, and this one's just a standard gold. It's got a, come on, focus. It's got a little bit of silver around the pupil than the black pupil. But anyway, I'm really pleased with how they turned out. I mean, them right there is really nice. All right, let's move this to the side. And I got a drawer full of eyes, but these are some of my most recent ones I got, so I just went through them. Like, that's that reddish color. Let's see, fire is what it's called. You know, I got some bigger ones because I use a lot of these on crankbaits that I carve out. Okay, the easiest way with these, now the stone molds are a little bit harder to do, or even the composite molds, you can still do it, but they're not as easy. And the silicone molds, you just got to take them out and trim. But anyway, I take it just like this with my thumb and just push down. You see how that just pulled to the side? And that's all I do is go around and push down, and like I say, it just cuts it. The edges of the mold, being that it's aluminum, it just makes it easy to push down and cut it, you know. And when you're done, you got a clean look, you know. And it don't take that long. I mean, this is a lot quicker doing it like this versus taking a pair of scissors and trying to trim it up afterwards. And so you just pull that off, stick it to the side, and now it is perfectly trimmed all the way around. Let's pull this one out, and I ain't gonna sit here and go through the process gluing eyes on, because I mean, I'm sure you've seen that. Oh yeah, now this one looks a lot. This is the ones that I done with a with that little thing, and just marked it on there instead of pouring it, and it's got more of a natural look. Now that, man, that turned out nice. We'll pull this one out in just a second. Let's go ahead, same thing with this one. You're just pushing down all the way around, and you can do it real quick. I mean, you ain't got to go slow with it. I'm just for, you know, video purposes, I'm trying to show you as thorough as I can, and it just pulls off easy. Stick it to the side. All right, this is the other one that was done same way. Let's see which side. All right, let's come in on this side. Yeah, the lines show through a lot better. Peel it out. But man, I'm very, very happy. I think they look really nice. I mean, that looks really good. Let's see. Pull this one all the way out. Yeah, that looks, man, that looks great. And you can, you know, it's translucent enough, you can see through it. But that really gave it a nice. If I done it again, I would change up and put just a, maybe right here in the lower cheeks, put like a real light, I'm talking about extremely light touch of orange right in here somewhere, just to, you know, offset it a little bit. But man, I'm very pleased with it. I'll glue these eyes on, and then we'll show them, you know, the last finishing touches, and I'll end the video. On eyes, I recommend doing like a gel style super glue, like this super glue by Loctite. It's the ultra gel control. It really works great. You can get it online cheaper than you can in stores. I mean, go to Amazon or something like that to get it. But anyway, I'm gonna glue these other eyes on, and then we'll be right back and wrap this video up. All right, there they are. They turned out really nice. I know I've already said that a few times, but try to get, I mean, it's not exact, but I think it's close enough. I mean, I think they look really, really good. I'm trying to get where I can show you better. But I mean, they're not exact, but I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. All right, set these. I'll let them cure for a couple of days. On these thicker baits like this, some people just go 24 hours. Now, if I'm going to use it for myself, I'd fish with it tomorrow, no problem. I mean, hell, I'd fish with it in a couple hours. But that's if I was pouring it just to go fishing, you know. But when I make one for a customer, I usually want them to want these to cure up for at least 2 or 3 days, you know, depends. Mainly because even though it's only a 3.5 inch bait, you know, they're thick, so I want to make sure that they get enough cure time to cure. But anyway, while I was letting these cool off, I actually had shot an order. I had an order of swim baits. I actually get a lot of swim bait orders, but some little 3.8 inch. I'll show you a little closer. 3.8 inch blue and pearl belly, and purple and pearl belly. So I done a little order of those while I was waiting. And watching, of course, I got a TV set up back there that I'll have on just to listen to, and I'll turn around. But I actually been hanging my tablet up there with my, you know, my surround speakers up there, and watching Mark Zona. You know, Zona's Awesome Fishing Show. I don't know why I love that show. He cracks me up. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I appreciate you, everybody that's, you know, been tuning into my channel, watching. It's been growing a little quicker, you know, and I'm gonna try to get more content out, do a little bit better job as far as, I mean, everybody gets busy. Sometimes I might go 3 weeks, maybe even a month before I get a video out. So last couple weeks I've been trying to get a little bit more out. So as channel builds, I'm gonna try to, you know, get a little bit more content out. I still plan on, as soon as my other mold gets here, the jerkbait mold, I still plan on doing a or I might just wait until my my epic bait mold comes in, the little 3-inch grub. But anyway, I still plan on doing a full video on all the molds, and what I'm actually going to do is just pour. I'm thinking I'm going to pour every bait, and I'll do that off camera so it ain't stretched out too long, because this video is already going to be long enough. I'm going to pour each bait ahead of time, probably just one color. You know, I'll decide what color I want. It'll be a laminated bait, and I'll pour every one of them, then show each mold, tell you who it's made by, how I like it, you know, the pros and cons about it, and actually show you the bait, you know, what the bait looks like off of it. You know, just kind of be a fun video, just showing you what I've got, and you know, and because this ain't all the molds. I've had a lot of other molds that I have just gotten rid of because I didn't like the way it done, or it's I personally don't keep a mold that I don't use. If I buy it and I shoot it a few times, and I try it out, fish with it, it don't perform the way I like, or if it don't meet my expectations of what I thought it was, I'm not gonna keep it. I mean, I really won't. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you everybody for watching. I really do appreciate your support to the channel. You know, I mean, if you got any questions, like I always say, feel free to leave me a comment. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you know, give it the big old thumbs down. Sometimes I don't see your comments, you know. It might be easier if you want to actually, you know, contact me, to go to my personal page on Facebook under Eric Gilly. You can leave me a message there, or you can go to Tall Tales Custom Tackles on Facebook or Instagram, and message me there. You know, check out the page. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you next time.